So hello guys, we're Metal Ritual. We have in the woods today to talk about your new album Otra. We want to ask you some questions. If you're ready, we can start.
Yeah,
Okay.
perfect. Let's go.
Okay, Otra has a strong local character, inspired by the river of the same name, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
What does this natural element symbolize for you?
It's it's the river is it's close to home. This is where we all live, so it's a symbol of being home, and also like the river, it changes. Like you never know when the stream is going to be fast or slow and quiet and nice, and suddenly you have a big waterfall. So a river changes, just like life itself. It's something we used to say about that.
Okay.
And also the water comes from the mountains. It's really cold, and it makes you content and staying present if you take a swim in it, and it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Can you swim in it?
Yeah.
Okay. Very
and
good.
Also that river has been very important for the local community. In the old days they fled. What's it called, Kåre? They
timber.
They fled timber downstreams and stuff like that. So they were depending on it, and we liked that. The way they had to depend on nature,
Yeah. Okay.
Now it's machines.
What was the core artistic or emotional starting point for this album?
I think it was just we had music, and we wanted to get it done, so to speak, because it had been a few years. Plus, with the lineup we have now, everything is really the creation side of it is really good. So we really wanted to get started right away, and we didn't go in with a view of how it was going to be. Like we had these many songs, and when it's finished, like when you get the mix and the master, then you get what like the feeling is. Like this is a dark one, kind of gothic, with like there's a lot of progressive elements, a lot of black metal elements, things like this. But it's not something we aim for when we sit down. It's just that's sort of the end result of it.
We hear more melodic and darkly lyrical moments on the record. Is this a few direction or a natural progression?
I think we all just write, music, and it just turns out the way it's. A song is never. I don't think a song is planned, or an album is not planned in a way. It just happens. It's like a process. And so we all write music, and we listen to it together, and we pick the ones we like the best and work from there, really.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, another question. Is this a particular track that you feel that captures the essence of Otra?
I think you
more specific
like
track.
to have that.
Hmm?
No, I think you need to listen from start to finish to get the whole album, because it's so diverse from start to finish. So if you pick out one single track, I think you're going to lose what we talked about earlier, like this deeper meaning of it. I think it's if you have the vinyl and you put it on, you play it from start to finish. That's the best way to listen to the album, I feel.
It is the best.
Definitely.
I agree, and I feel that is a complete, if I can say, album. I like it very much.
Thank you.
I prefer some
Thank
songs,
you.
but I think it's, as I say, complete. It's a nice album.
Yeah.
From the best
I mean, it's
from the best album of the year, in my opinion.
oh, thank you. Wow, thank you so much. You know, it's like that's the thing, like about music listeners, they pick out favorites on the album. We worked on every song, and every song means the same. At least for me personally, it's not that one means more than the other. Like some are more fun to play, but to listen to them, it doesn't matter what song it is, to be honest.
I prefer the Let Me Sing, and I want to know some details about the song.
Okay.
When I heard the song, I imagine an Irish pub and something like that.
I think
Yeah.
Early on when the riff was played, I think actually we were talking about the riff in I totally get you with the Irish vibe, but I think we also thought that it was like an old Norwegian folklorish old actually black metal but with the 4/4
Mm-hmm. Okay.
on drums, like yeah, but you know, every individual interprets it, a song or a riff in a different way, and that's the beauty of music, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Was the process of producing and recording this album challenging or liberating for you?
Producing it?
I mean, we started with we recorded the drums in 4 days in a studio here in town, and then we recorded everything else in home studios. And the thing is, we trust each other. Everyone in the band trusts each other. So it's a really easy process because we know that what's going to get done, if you know what I mean. So there's no drama, no nothing. So and it's a pretty nice process, especially this one with all these people here.
I think also I totally agree, and it's like it's not. I don't think it's no drama in a way, but it's no big fights or anything. We have adapted as a band so that we can talk about things and it gets sorted out, you know. And we know that we are all in it for the better, you know, not for. Yeah, we're there to complete each other, you know. And before it has been maybe bigger issues with who's doing what and stuff like that, and we don't have those problems anymore, you know.
Yeah. So with the additional of Bernd, you can tell the last name because it's difficult for us in Greece
Fjellestad.
to pronounce. What?
Fjellestad.
Okay. With the addition of Bernd on vocals, how was the band's dynamic changed?
Yeah, you know, he has a really different way of singing. The way he writes melodies, the way he uses his voice, it's really, really different to prior singers. And the way he like Diversion, for example, the way he managed to fit his vocals to the music was extremely professional and good. And on this one, it was he had like, this was the first album with us that he was there from the start. So we talked about guitar melodies and riffs and this and that, and to put them together with the vocals. And he did so much work to create all those melodies, phrasings, everything. So it was a really good match with the band.
Amazing voice. Amazing.
Also, also all of us, apart from Kåre, has known him for like 25, 30 years, all of us. So,
Okay.
so we knew him from before, but it was like that made it even weirder, to work with. Are we working with him now? Anders is really good. He can like see. He could like see what would work with Bernd that we couldn't. The others, we couldn't see that because he was like, are we gonna have like Bernd, the guy who sings like power metal? I mean, that's weird. But for me, I remember some years ago he sang for Suspiria and he used like a really harsh voice. And I remember I told him back then, wow, you can really fucking growl as well, So it kind of dawned on me that, he can pull it off. He can do anything with his voice. He can even sound like, Axl Rose if he wants to,
Yes.
So it's
Okay.
perfect.
Your lyrics have always had a philosophical and existential nature. What concerns or inspires you most as artist today?
Like for the vocal or the lyrics part, like I think for at least the last two albums, that part has been phased out a little bit. Now it's like not as pagan, not as extreme on the a lot of like the extreme metaphysical things. Like for James, that was a lot of weird stuff. But I think when I read his lyrics, Bernd's lyrics, it's basically just about life, what's going on right now. That's the thing he likes to write about, like what's going on. Fuck everything that's bad. Let's have some fun. Let's have a good time.
Yeah, but also loneliness and all the craziness in the world, and every aspect that touches every human, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Which non-musical influence has left its mark on Otra? It's literature, cinema, or nature?
That's a good question.
Nature, definitely for me.
Nature.
Always. I hate people and the drinking coffee latte in the town. I like silence and being alone, and that's what really drives me creatively is being outside alone in nature.
I think we know the answer, but we need you to say that to us. Okay. It's nature, of course.
Oh, maybe not for Kåre,
No, it's like it's difficult because what inspires me. It's every aspect of my life. Like probably not movies and television, but books, nature, experiences in life. These things, like what makes you if you walk outside in the forest like Nils does, and suddenly you feel inspiration come, or I can stand in the shower and go like, fuck, I need to get out and get the guitar. I think like for me, it's just suddenly there. So it's really hard, but like the silence and nature helps a lot, of course.
I agree. Is there a deeper message or question you wish to convey through this album?
It wouldn't be secret then, would it?
I like that answer. Let's stick to that.
Okay.
No, I mean, like, yeah, it's I can try to like give a proper answer, of course, but it's like when you create music, you create the music for yourself. You have your own connection to it, and when we release it, we want everyone who listens to it to take that piece of art, music, artwork, music videos, and connect them to something they care about. So they create a deeper bond to our music. I think that's one of the important things, because we don't talk much about what is the lyrics about. Are there any secret hidden meanings behind anything? Because like there probably isn't, but for the people reading interviews, watching interviews, reading the lyrics, I think it's good for them to not be biased by what we say, but that they can have make up their own mind, connect it to personal feelings. I think that's a extremely important thing, because I feel like today in the metal, like especially a lot of the dark metal things, people tell you what to feel in so many aspects, and we tend not to do that. We want you to create that feeling yourself when you're listening to the music.
I think in addition to what he says, I really agree with him. It's I think it's you write music because it's kind of an energy, and if you that energy has to fit your mood when you make it, and if you try to make it for someone else, it just becomes fake, I think. So you have to feel good about it yourself. You have to the energy has to resonate, with yourself, or else it can't resonate with others. And I think that's really important,
I think we agree.
Okay, I didn't expect so good answers in this question, but both of you.
We look kind of
not
stupid.
sometimes.
We look kind of stupid. We know.
Talk for yourself, man.
How do you view the evolution of your music from Heart of Ages to Otra?
I think that I think this is like a really unpopular opinion. I know it is, but I've always, when I listen to music, I also, it's not that it is important. The production for me is important, and in the early days, the production was, at least a lot of the people in the metal scene in Norway, they tried their best, but they hadn't gotten they didn't have the same opportunities as in other countries, with production. We've always been behind the States, and a lot of, for example, Sweden, they're far far away from us, when it comes to musical production. And so that made it sound cold and harsh and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people, they just miss that harshness, because that's also about energy, because if you had your first love of music, the first time you heard that band and the production was raw and no one had heard about them, and it was yours, it was really important. But, as soon as a band evolves, a lot of people want to have the old sound back, and they want the secret to be secret, but it's not secret anymore. Bands evolve, and we have evolved too. And why make a shitty production? I don't say it's shitty, but it's like it's an old production with less opportunities. And why should you use less opportunities when you can use the opportunities you have today? And so that's an important thing, I think. And with a band like we are, it has always been about what song is the best song. I mean, if Kåre made a song on an acoustic guitar and he sang it, and it was like, wow, fuck, this is amazing, we would just keep that. I mean, no use for like a big production then. You have to just use what you have, and we're lucky to have people working with us that can make us sound. We want a big sound, and we don't want like do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Of course. Is there? Maybe you want to know new fans. Is there? We can put it on the table to know about new fans as the evolution of the music and the band goes on.
I think it's like if you go back again to some of the things Nils said, like In the Woods, the three first records. That's the people. When people think of the three first records, they think of In the Woods, like this is the original band, correct?
Okay.
These three records are three different bands, right? With three different sounds, three different genres. What we have done now is we're 5 guys. We have done 2 records together, all 5 of us now. And those 2 records, even with the same people, are still very different. So for us, it's about keeping, the story of In the Woods. It's changing, it's evolving. And a lot of the fans of the old material, like the 3 first album in particular, they tend to forget about what happened back then. Because we get a lot of shit for not being original, right? And not playing the music as it was back then. But back then it was so much different music coming out. And you have Heart of the Ages, which was like the breakthrough one. And it's harsh, it's black metal, it's beautiful. Omnio, which is just really alternative, it's very prog. And then you have Strange in Stereo, which is strange in stereo. It's hard to describe that one because it's a strange album. So that's 3 different bands, 3 different genres, and almost 3 different groups of fans. So for us to please all those fans is almost impossible. But with what we are doing now, from Pure in 2016 till Otra in 2025, has given us so many new fans, which are treating us so good. We still get a lot of shit from the fans of the old stuff, and we mean that
We don't give a shit.
no, hate is good. Let's spread the word. But what's important for us now is to please the people that buy our records.
I mean, I think that if you want to listen to the demos, feel free. But you're not getting another demo. I'm sorry, but that's not happening because we are finished with demo recordings.
We have 2025.
And
okay.
I think that's I know that's maybe not a popular thing to say, but I totally agree with a lot of bands I listen to myself. You know, it's hard for me to get new music from. I'm not getting like. I'm not getting the Kill 'Em All from Metallica again. That's not gonna happen. That was when they were young. The production was much rawer. That's not gonna happen. But I don't. My personal view is that I don't need to hate on Lars Ulrich or you know. I mean, they're just getting older, and every band is that. I think it's really weird to focus on. Oh, it's not the original band anymore. I mean, that. I'm sorry that hurts your feelings. You know, I mean, no, it's not.
Yeah,
You have
We
right.
see comments, you know, every time we put out something, it's like stupid comments about, oh, we're not the original band. Oh, I knew that. It's like, yeah, it's just stupid. I think either I think hate is good, and loving the new stuff is also good. The only thing we don't care about is if you don't have an opinion. That's bad, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. We must. How do you see your place in the metal scene today? Do you feel more avant-garde, progressive, or something entirely different?
I think we're more mainstream than ever, and you know, I think, and that this is also a lot of my friends in the music scene, as they also have evolved and you know gotten older. You're less embarrassed about just trying to write catchy stuff, you know. I mean, that was the thing with being young. In a way, you wanted to write really interesting and intricate stuff, and it's for you know people that are you know the listener will never be a jazz musician in a way. So you know, as you get older, I think you just want to make something that gets your foot going, and you know, it's not that embarrassing if you know what I mean, to just write catchy stuff. And I think the two, this Otra and Diversum, it's just catchy songs, I think.
Mhm. Okay.
I don't know about you, Kåre, but
no, I think I like it catchy, but like you talked about avant-garde, but we're more into we're slightly more on the doom side now. I feel if I can put it in a specific genre. I think we're closer to that.
and Bounto likes the. I think he likes the kind of doomy
Gothic, yeah.
gothic vocals. Yeah, gothic. Yeah.
Okay. So next question is about the amidst of the ruins, your tourway. Do you have a favorite country or venue to perform?
No, it's about the connection you make with the people. That's there. That's why we're there, to play for the people. So if the connection between us and the people are good, it's a good place.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think. Yeah.
Σε ποια χώρα ήταν καλύτερα?
I always find it interesting though with the people standing like this. Just like they don't show any emotion. And I've always wondered, why are they at concerts? If someone knows, I mean, I just love to see people smiling, and they always, that's the cool thing. It's a cool thing also, you know, people are smiling, cheering, and some of them are just, seems like they want to die, you know. Seems so sad.
You want them to smile and dance.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, please don't kill yourself. Have a good time. That's cool.
Personally, I hate the mobile.
Yeah. I agree. I want to kick the phones when I see them.
There are people that recording 1 hour of the show. Okay. No.
1 minute, okay, but
For 1 hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
no wonder some of them wants to die. They're looking through a lens they shouldn't.
I look really bad on camera too. So you know, if they look at me through the camera, it's going to be bad for them. So
I think you look good.
do you have a favorite country or venue to perform in, and why?
No, it's like he said.
I think we just answered that.
Yeah, I think it's what he said. It's just about all the people. It's like it's always just so nice to see that people are coming to our shows and they show interest in us, and you know, people are just so welcoming. And that's the beauty, I think, of the metal scene, maybe especially, because it's so many different people. And yeah, it seems like it's a deeper connection, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So even though people show no emotion, I mean, that's okay too. You know, it's I couldn't think of any favorite country or venue.
No, it's like, you know, you have some countries or some towns where there's beautiful scenery, or like outside, but when we're there, it's about being on that stage. Mm-hmm. And that connection you get with the people. That's what's it all about. To create a connection, get people to like the band.
Guys,
but where are you? I just have to. Where are you guys from?
We're from Greece.
Greece.
It's our last question.
From Greece.
Before we close.
Of course, Greece. That's a very cool country, you know.
It's because we are here.
We want to go Norway.
So our last question.
If you have a lot of money in Greece, it's perfect. But the politicians and government
I'm not so
it's bad.
That's also I think in every country, the government.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, we have the last question before the time runs out.
Yeah, is there any chance we'll see you perform live in Greece again? I think the last time was 2018.
Yeah, we talked a lot about it, so we're trying to find the correct promoter and to do 1 or 2 shows, hopefully. I don't know when, but it's talking. The talking is there and everything. So hopefully, because Greece was a good crowd.
Mhm.
Thank you very much. Thank you
We
very
hope.
much, guys.
I have another question. Wait a minute.
Relax.
When I first heard of your song, "The Kiss and the Lie," I found out that there is a part that includes the rhythm of misrepresentation of fire.
Yeah,
This is something that also happens in. I remember Bruce Dickinson, "Chemical Wedding," with a "Chemical Wedding" track and "The Alchemist."
yeah. The ki- the Kiss and the Lie was written first, and then
Okay.
that song took inspiration for a misrepresentation of fire. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
Bonus
Nice.
question. Okay, guys, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We hope to see you in Athens soon.
Hopefully.
We're waiting for
Yeah.
it.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
And good night.
Right.
Good night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
Good night.